A fantastic night of racing here at Tabcorp Park, Menangle tonight. It is Peppertree Farm New South Wales Breeders' Challenge Blue Night. 4 Group 2 $50,000 races on the program. Let's go and catch up with some of the action. The first race on the program was an MO event over the mile. Pasha Cutie was the short price favourite despite being first up from a spell for nearly a year and drawn wide on the track. The Kevin Pizzuto stable, fresh from a double at Bathurst last night, had the Empire Sister drawn in the middle of the field, and when she found the top and got a reasonably easy first quarter, it was always going to be hard for the backmarkers to get into the finish.
Yeah, she went really good. She was sort of thrown in the deep end a bit, straight in MO, and once I found the top, I was sort of looking for something to hand over to, but I got a really easy first quarter, so I thought we'll just try our luck in front, and yeah, she really hit the line strong.
Yeah, that 28.4 first quarter really set her up for it to be in the finish and was always going to suit the horses up front.
Yeah, that's right. And I think I got a 30.4, 30.8 or something later on, so it makes it hard for the back markers, and she's got a really good turn of foot, which she used up the straight today, and I was really impressed with it.
Race 2 was over the 2,300 metres, and while Better Bet Black has been performing strongly recently over the shorter trip, the rise in distance looked to be his biggest challenge this evening. Todd McCarthy, replacing his brother Luke, fired Devil Dodger out of the gate and found the front early before handing over to the short price favourite. A mid-race move from Mellilin ensured the leader was forced to work, and it was a pegs-hugging drive from McCarthy that proved the master stroke. Saloon Passage started favourite in race 3 and after drawing wide was sent forward in the early stages and was part of a brutal 26.4 first quarter. That early burn took the sting out of the leaders, and the very consistent performer Pop from the Beach looked the winner a long way from home after dropping into the 1-1, however was forced to hold off a determined major escape late.
Yeah, give me a good feel. That horse warmed up really great, and I was pretty confident leading into the race, and especially they went that quick first quarter, and everything worked out really good.
26.4 the first quarter, and when they went past the quarter mark, where were you? Straight into the 1-1?
Yeah, that's right, Greg. It just you couldn't write a better script for it. I was following a strong horse too. I think it won here on Tuesday, so the only thing that was worrying me is if something made a move from the back and I had to get going early, but I didn't have to move until well into the straight. So.
Modern Ruler proved his effort at Menangle on Breeders' Challenge afternoon was no fluke when he led and won the 4th. The punters sent him out a $3.20 favourite, and after taking the lead off his stablemate Blue Pointer, James Rattray was able to control the speed in front. Blue Pointer got a late run and closed, but was never going to beat Modern Ruler, who continues to impress as he steps up in grade.
Yeah, no, he's done a fantastic job since he's come up here, and yeah, proved it against some good quality horses today.
It's amazing. He arrived here, he raced in an MO. 5 starts later, he's winning a free-for-all. And tonight he was racing some horses that have been racing well in the last month or so.
Yeah, that's right. And his time, and he done a fair bit of work early to get to the front. Yeah, it was very impressive.
And he can do it both ways. We saw last start, he came from the tail of the field and recorded some super sectionals. Tonight, he was in front doing his own thing. Which way do you think he's better suited?
Yeah, he's pretty versatile. He's good off the pace, and he can do a bit of work if you need to. Yeah, in the bigger races, probably off the pace, but yeah, nothing wrong with his run tonight.
The first of the Peppertree Farm New South Wales Breeders' Challenge Blue events looked to be dominated by 3 horses, Always My Mate, Rich Virgin and $1 Million Wave. In the early stages, Always My Mate worked forward, but that effort told and the backmarkers worked into the race, and it was $1 Million Wave charging home late to record a victory for Paul and Gavin Fitzpatrick.
My original plan was to go forward and look for a forward spot, but there's a bit more speed than what I thought, and then when the speed was on and I was sort of 1 out 2 back, I was really happy. Yeah.
What about coming to the turn? Did you think that you had the race in your keeping?
Yeah, I did. Sort of on the turn. Everyone else was really struggling. I thought then he should be able to be too good. Yeah.
He ran the trip right out, didn't he?
He did, and he disappointed me in the Breeders' Challenge final because he was jogging at the top of the straight. When he got out, he didn't do anything. But he was a lot better tonight, yeah. What
about the weather? Did that concern you at all when the storm arrived just before the race?
Not really. It was sort of solid rain, but it wasn't too. It probably got worse after our race, but probably concerned me more. I could have had trouble seeing.
Bernie Hewitt had a representative in every Blue final, and therefore, by weight of numbers, it was no surprise to see him win one of the Group 2 events. However, punters weren't thinking it would be 3-year-old filly Past the Magic who was presented late to win. Bernie bred, owns, trains and drove the filly to victory.
I thought if I put her to sleep up the back that she was a chance. She's been working pretty well, and I really thought Wayne White's filly would probably win it, but I thought if I just put her to sleep and she relaxed, I thought she'd run a strong 1.5 miles, which she did, so it worked out well.
I think that was the key. She ran the 2,400 metres better than the other fillies.
That's right. You know, she's always been pretty strong, a little bit one pace. So you know, I wasn't too concerned about the draw. I thought if she just relaxed and they went a bit hard, well, I knew she'd keep chugging home. So it worked out pretty well. She won pretty comfortable in the end.
What do you do with her now?
To be honest, I haven't had a minute to think about it. So I was looking at the regional final at Bathurst, to be honest. But now it's out of the question. So yeah, she should probably go for a spell, I'd say now. Yeah.
Mark Hewitt made it a family affair when his talented 2-year-old Sport Report picked up the 2-year-old fillies division. The lightly raced daughter of sports writer has had injury issues, but there was nothing worrying her tonight as she powered away for a very impressive victory. Understandably, Hewitt was excited with the win.
Yeah, it sure was, Greg. We've had a few issues with it during the year, and always knew she had a bit of ability, and yeah, to finally get her to a race and as good as this one and win as well as she did, it's just great. Yeah.
Only having a third start tonight, you said you wanted to get her to some other races earlier in the season, races like the Bathurst Gold Tiara. You're also hoping to get her into the Breeders' Challenge itself, so a win tonight means a lot to you. Oh,
it sure does. It's a really good consolation. I was very disappointed about missing out on the Tiara run because it's our local race up there, where we, close to where we come in the Western Districts, and to miss that was very disappointing. But when the Breeders' Challenge races come around too, that was also really disappointing to miss that. And we got it to within the last few days, both times of the heats. Yeah, when I saw the strength of the 2-year-old fillies in the Breeders' Challenge, I sort of pulled my head in a bit, but I don't think we'd have kept up with them at all, but it would have been nice to go around it anyway.
Express Pass made it a Breeders' Challenge Blue double for the stallion Passmaster Hanover when he won the 2-year-old Colts and Geldings division. Trained by Belinda McCarthy and driven by James Rattray, the colt had to go very wide to get into the clear, but proved too strong for his rivals in the shadows of the post. It wouldn't be a Menangle meeting without success for Team Turnbull, and Steve and Amanda didn't disappoint, combining to win the 9th with Mackworthy, while brothers Gavin and Blake Fitzpatrick teamed up to win the final event for the night as Edgehill proved too strong in the trot. So that was another successful Pepper Tree Farm New South Wales Breeders' Challenge Blue meeting. Congratulations to all of the winners.